All right, so I just cheated, paused the video, erased my board, and wrote a new problem for you guys. So pause and write this down if you need to. So this problem says write an equation of a parabola with a vertex at -2, 3 and a focus at -2, 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and plot those points. So -2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is right there. And again, I'm going to put a V there so I don't forget. And -2, 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is my focus. Okay, so again, you should already know which way this opens, okay? So when you have a focus, it's always in the bowl of the parabola. So the only possible thing that this can do would be to open up like this, okay? So we know it opens up. Okay, you guys should be practicing this equation. Open up is the x squared one, so x minus h squared equals 4ay minus k. All right, so we already know the vertex. The vertex was given as -2, 3, which means we know the h and we know the k. Right? The only thing we have to figure out is a, but we can see that a is 2. I'm sorry, a is 2 a lot apparently. So a is 2 in this problem, and we can go ahead and just fill out that equation. So we have x plus 2, so be careful of that, squared equals 8, and then we have y minus 3. Okay, to finish this graph, you do need to add the directrix, which is 2 below, and you do need to do the lattice points, which are 4 over, only because that's this distance also, 2, 3, 4, and then you draw your nice parabola opening up. Okay. I almost asked if there's any questions. I feel like that's just such a habit. All right, we're gonna do one more of these types of problems, okay? This one is gonna be a little bit different because I'm gonna draw the vertex at 0, 0, which I haven't done since our first lesson. And it might seem easier, but when we start doing applications, we're always gonna force the vertex to be at 0, 0 just to keep it a little bit simpler. So this is actually an important problem. So I want you guys to put a dot at 0, 0, go out 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do the same thing again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then just draw your parabola. So this is the point 4, 5, and this is the point for -5. Okay, so this is really important. So if you've been zoning me out, pay attention for a second. It's really common that when I put a point on a parabola, the people just assume it's the lattice points, and they put the focus right here, and that they say that focus is 4 away. But if you could tell, that just doesn't make sense, because if this focus was here, then this point would have to be there, and that just doesn't work. So just because I give you a point on a parabola does not mean it's a lattice point, and it doesn't mean you know A. So just be really careful about that, okay? In fact, we don't know A at all. What we do know is that the parabola opens to the right, and so this is the formula for that. But we also know that the vertex is on 0, 0, so that just means that I can go ahead and fill the HK in with 0, 0, which makes our equation look a lot simpler. This is, remember how it looked on the first day of our videos, okay? Now here's the thing, I don't know A, I don't know where the focus is. This has 3 variables, Y, A, and X. If you think about it, we already know 2 of those variables. We know that this is X, and we know that this is Y. Okay, so you go to your equation, and everywhere it says y, you do 5. So 5 squared equals. We don't know a, but we do know that x is 4. So we get 25 equals 16a. And we get 25 divided by 16 is our a value. Okay, so now if I ask you to write an equation, you could write y squared equals 4 times a times x, okay, and then this is some fraction practice right here, okay. This is 100 divided by 16, or you could cross reduce. This turns into 1/4, so you get 25/4 x. That's my equation, and if I ask you to plot the focus is this far from the vertex. That's the definition of A. This is like, less than 2. You can just approximate that. This would be the focus. And the directrix would be the same distance in the other direction. Okay? Alrighty. So what we're going to do now is, that's kind of like the basics of the parabola, like how to write an equation, how to graph, how to write an equation from information. Okay, we've been doing parabolas for a couple of days now, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but the last thing we did after our test on block day was we did a couple of those bearing problems, and I don't want you guys to forget how to do that. So I am going to step you through a bearing problem right now, and then you guys are going to have one bearing problem to try in your homework tonight. Okay, so give me a second to set up. I'm going to pause this for a minute.